Hello guys, Eddie G here. I am going to do a video on this new keyboard that I got, that is the Arturia 49 Mark II. I originally had gotten the 61, but there was something wrong with the leveler. And anyway, I need the real estate in my studio, and pretty much I got it, most of everything as a control surface. So I'm going here into Logic Pro. I'm gonna get a new file, and I'm gonna make, this is pretty much my workflow. So I'll make 8 instrument tracks, and there they are. And of course, if you go to DAW and you switch the view, Logic, you gotta make sure that you're in Logic. Now if you see, now I can control the knob. 1 fader 1 controls the volume, fader 2. Well, you know how it works, right? So now what I wanted to do is I use Omnisphere a lot, and I have the whole collection. So I'm gonna make another track, but this time I'm gonna go multi-timbral, okay? And you can grab your multi-timbral instruments from here. So I'm gonna go to Omnisphere. So basically what we need to do is just create 1, 8, and there they are, they're mark patterns. So this is what's the problem that a lot of people are having, okay? So in the Logic mode, we go, fader 1, fader 2, fader 3, but if we go down to fader 9, right? If we move this fader, all faders move. See what I'm saying? Moving 1 fader, all faders move. So what you gotta do is in track 9, which would be number 1 for Omnisphere. I'm gonna open the window for Omnisphere. I have an old computer, so you're gonna have to bear with me. And if we go to the multi, now we have all our volumes here. Obviously, on this mode, if I move this knob, it's not gonna work. So I'm gonna have to go to User. So in User, and I already have it set like this now. So in User, you're gonna have to right click and go MIDI Sealer, and then use your knob 1, and then right click on Pan, MIDI Sealer, and it's your knob. And you do that for all. You do that for all of them. So let's see. 2. 3. So just for saving time, I'm gonna do only 4. Sealer 4. Sealer. So what you do is you save this in your inside the keyboard. So User 1, 4, control, fader, save, and go to yes. Default, yes. Let's leave it as default, saved. So now whenever I use this. Now this is the trick. If I go to, all this information is in track 9. If I go to track 2, then nothing's gonna work. Alright, so you gotta make sure that you, when you're mixing, just be in that track, and then you can mix separately, and you can assign any knob to anything during the user. If you want to go back to your other tracks, so make sure that you go back to DAW right here, and then you see now you have control here. And then if you go to user, now I got my knobs for Omnisphere. So I can have 16 tracks. I usually put drums here, percussions, blah blah blah. This is what I use those tracks for: vocals, any sax, anything that's live. And then here I use all my Omnisphere, and I use bass, strings, special effects, and stuff like that. But then that way, when I'm mixing, I can go ahead and move my knobs. I go back to DAW, move my knobs. And that's a nice quick way that you can use Omnisphere and this amazing keyboard. You can do the same thing with my older controller that I have is the Graphite. That's the only controller I found that felt nice, and it actually had aftertouch. But this feels nicer. I mean, I can tell you a little bit about this keyboard. It comes with Analog Lab, which is an amazing software package with tons of classic synths. And Analog Lab, let me open up an instance of Analog Lab here. So I'm gonna go 1, 3, 8, and 10. I'm gonna use Analog Lab. So here's Analog Lab, and basically you pick from all these instruments. There's like something ridiculous, almost 7,000 different sounds. I use a lot the Mini Moog. I own the full version. I use the Prophet 5, which I actually owned those keyboards back in the day. And so let me show you, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, when I say about aftertouch. Let me go back to Analog Lab, and I'm just gonna switch it to save memory to just my Arturia. That's a switch, and I already have my patch. I mean, if you guys heard any of my CDs, you always hear me using this patch I wrote, copied it. There's your aftertouch. Arturia, the pads I don't really use. People would use them with live and stuff like that. I really play everything just live. You got complete control of your DAW without having to go. They have these little magnets that go for each DAW. They support all major DAWs. I obviously use Logic, but the beauty of it is that if you go to Analog Lab, you're in Analog Lab, and now these ones will become when you're in Analog Lab mode, this becomes a complete different. This complete becomes the knobs of each synthesizer. They're already pre-programmed. You don't have to do anything. And when you're in DAW mode, this become your mixer, etc. And in user mode, then I already save that so that this is the mixer in remember I told you I had to be in track 9, and then now I have access to my mixer on Omnisphere, and I don't even have to touch the mouse. Everything will be here. It'll speed my flow. So I really recommend this keyboard. It feels solid, it's beautiful, it's so thin, it's not even funny. It's just gorgeous. Look at it, it's so pretty. Anyway, it is pricey, but you get what you pay for. So I hope this was helpful for somebody, and please check out my music at eddie-g.com. I'm in Bandcamp, Spotify, everywhere. So if you just go down below to the link that I'll put, you can download for free my new album, but it also has other information. It'll have my website, etc. And just check it out. If you like smooth jazz and if you like some pop, I think you'll enjoy these albums. Thank you for listening.